Stop. Look at your cabinets. Specifically, look right above the stove. See that sticky yellow-brown film? That's not just dirt. That is cooked grease mixed with dust, baked on by heat, and layered over months or even years. Most people think they need harsh chemicals to cut through it. They buy expensive degreasers that smell like a chemical plant exploded. Or worse, they scrub until their arms ache using steel wool that scratches the finish, making the problem worse because now the grease has rough spots to cling to. I'm going to show you how to remove that grease naturally, without scratching your wood and without spending $20 on a bottle of cleaner. This method works because it uses chemistry, not muscle. Hi, I'm Washleb. My grandfather was a janitor. My father was a janitor. I've spent my life cleaning things other people gave up on. I don't care about trends. I care about what actually removes the mess. Today, we are tackling the #1 complaint I get in comments: greasy kitchen cabinets. If you have ever wiped a cabinet and just moved the grease around instead of removing it, this video is for you. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what mixture to use, why water alone fails, and the specific technique to lift grease off wood without damaging the sealant. Let's get to work. First, let's talk about the problem. Why is cabinet grease so hard to clean? It's not like spilling coffee on a counter. Coffee wipes up. Grease bonds. When you cook, especially if you fry food or sauté with oil, tiny particles of fat become airborne. They float up and land on the nearest surface. In most kitchens, that's the bottom of your upper cabinets. At first, it's invisible, but over time, heat from the stove cooks that fat onto the wood. It oxidizes. It turns into a varnish-like layer. If you try to wipe this with a wet rag and plain water, nothing happens. Water and oil do not mix. You are just pushing water around on top of the grease. If you use too much water, you risk swelling the wood, especially if the sealant is worn down near the handles or edges. Swollen wood means peeling veneer. Peeling veneer means ruined cabinets. So the challenge is finding something that breaks the bond of the grease but is gentle enough not to strip the finish or soak into the wood grain. Now let's talk about the reason why most commercial cleaners fail here. Many all-purpose cleaners are designed for countertops, tile, or glass. They are often too mild for baked-on grease. On the other hand, heavy-duty degreasers are often too harsh. They contain strong solvents that can dull the shine of your cabinets or leave a residue that attracts even more dust later. You want a middle ground. You want an emulsifier. An emulsifier is a substance that allows oil and water to mix temporarily so you can wipe them away together. The best natural emulsifier for kitchen grease is dish soap. But not just any amount and not used alone. We need to combine it with something that cuts the viscosity of the grease. That something is white vinegar. Now, I know some of you are thinking, "Wash, vinegar smells." Yes, it does, but the smell disappears completely once it dries. What doesn't disappear is the grease if you don't use the right agent. Vinegar is acidic. It helps break down the mineral deposits and some of the organic bonds in the grime. Dish soap is alkaline and surfactant-based. It grabs the oil. Together, they create a solution that lifts the grease off the surface rather than just smearing it. Here is the solution. You need 3 things. First, white distilled vinegar. Second, liquid dish soap. Use the basic blue kind. You don't need the fancy moisturizing ones with extra oils. Those extra oils are counterproductive here. You want pure cleaning power. Third, warm water. Not hot. Hot water can damage some wood finishes. Warm is perfect. Mix these in a spray bottle. The ratio is important. Do not guess. For every 1 cup of warm water, add 1 cup of white vinegar. Then add 1 teaspoon of dish soap. Shake it gently. You'll see suds form. That's good. Those suds are where the cleaning power lives. If you shake it too hard, you'll have a bottle full of foam and no liquid. Gentle shakes only. Before you start spraying, you need to prep. Remove everything from inside the cabinets if possible. You don't want cleaner dripping onto your dishes or cereal boxes. Take out the shelves if they are removable. This gives you access to the corners where grease loves to hide. If you can't remove the shelves, just make sure you protect the contents with a towel. Now, the technique. This is where most people fail. They spray the whole cabinet front and start scrubbing. Don't do that. The cleaner will dry before you can wipe it, leaving streaks. Work in small sections. Start at the bottom of the upper cabinets, right above the stove. This is the grease zone. Spray your solution onto a microfiber cloth, not directly onto the wood. Why? Because spraying directly can cause drips that run down into the hinges or seep into cracks in the wood grain. We want controlled application. Take your damp cloth and wipe in the direction of the wood grain. If your cabinets have a visible grain, follow it. If they are painted smooth, wipe in straight overlapping lines. Do not scrub in circles. Circular motions create swirl marks that catch the light and make the cabinet look dirty even after it's clean. Press firmly but gently. Let the solution sit on the grease for about 30 seconds. This dwell time is crucial. It gives the vinegar and soap time to break the bond. If you wipe immediately, you're just moving the grease. Wait, let it work. After 30 seconds, take a second clean microfiber cloth. This one should be dry. Wipe the area again. You will see the brownish yellow residue coming off onto the cloth. Flip the cloth to a clean side frequently. If you keep using the same dirty spot on the cloth, you're just redepositing the grease. Keep flipping, keep wiping. You might need to do this twice for heavily built-up areas. If the grease is thick, like tar, you may need to repeat the spray and wait process, but for most monthly maintenance, one pass is enough. Pay special attention to the handles. Handles are magnets for grease because our hands transfer oil from our skin onto them, which then mixes with the airborne cooking grease. Use an old toothbrush dipped in your cleaning solution to get into the crevices around the handle base. This is where gunk builds up and hardens. A cloth can't reach there. A toothbrush can. Scrub gently, then wipe away with your damp cloth. What about the inside of the cabinets? People forget this. The inside collects dust and occasional spills, but it doesn't get the heavy grease buildup unless you have a leaky container. For the interiors, you can use a lighter touch. Dilute your solution further. Half water, half vinegar, no soap. Soap isn't necessary for dust. Wipe down the shelves and the interior walls. Leave the doors open for an hour to let them air dry completely before putting your dishes back. Moisture trapped inside a closed cabinet is a recipe for mold or warping. Now, let's address a common issue: sticky residue. Sometimes, after cleaning, the cabinet feels tacky. This usually means two things. One, you didn't rinse well enough. Even though we are using natural ingredients, soap leaves a film if not removed. Two, you are dealing with old polish buildup. Many people use furniture polish on kitchen cabinets. Don't. Polish is designed for living room tables, not kitchens. It attracts dust and grease. If your cabinets feel sticky after cleaning with our vinegar soap mix, it's likely the old polish reacting. The fix is simple. Go over the area again with a cloth dampened with plain warm water. No soap, no vinegar, just water. This rinses away the soap residue and the dissolved polish. Dry immediately with a clean towel. Let's talk about maintenance. Cleaning heavy grease is hard work. Preventing it is easy. Once your cabinets are clean, you want to keep them that way. The enemy is accumulation. Every time you cook, wipe down the front of the cabinets above the stove with a dry microfiber cloth. It takes 10 seconds. It removes the fresh grease before it has a chance to bake on and oxidize. If you do this daily, you will never have to do the deep clean we just did again, or at least not for a long time. Also, check your range hood filter. If your range hood isn't working properly, all that grease has nowhere to go but onto your cabinets. Clean your filter monthly. A clogged filter means more grease in the air. More grease in the air means more work for you later. It's a simple cause and effect. What if your cabinets are already damaged? What if the finish is peeled or cracked? Be careful. Vinegar is acidic. If the wood is exposed, vinegar can darken it or raise the grain. Test your solution in an inconspicuous area first, inside the door, near the hinge. Wait a minute. Wipe it off, check for discoloration. If it looks fine, proceed. If it looks darker, dilute your solution more. Use more water, less vinegar. The goal is to clean without altering the wood's appearance. For very old, antique cabinets with wax finishes, skip the vinegar. Use only warm water and a tiny drop of dish soap. Wax is sensitive to acid. Vinegar will strip the wax, leaving the wood bare and vulnerable. If you have waxed cabinets, you will need to re-wax them after cleaning. But most modern cabinets have polyurethane or lacquer finishes. These are tough. They can handle the vinegar soap mix without issue. Let's recap the steps so you don't miss anything. 1. Mix 1 cup warm water, 1 cup white vinegar, 1 teaspoon dish soap. 2. Remove items from cabinets. 3. Spray solution onto a microfiber cloth, not the wood. 4. Wipe in the direction of the grain. 5. Let it sit for 30 seconds. 6. Wipe clean with a dry cloth. 7. Rinse with plain water if sticky. 8. Dry thoroughly. 9. Wipe down daily to prevent buildup. This method costs pennies. The ingredients are in your pantry. It works better than most store-bought sprays because it doesn't leave a chemical residue that attracts more dirt. It's safe for your family, your pets, and your lungs. You aren't breathing in fumes while you're cleaning. I want to address one last thing: patience. Cleaning is not magic, it's physics and chemistry. If you have 10 years of grease buildup, one wipe won't fix it. You might need to go over the same spot 3 or 4 times. That's normal. Don't get frustrated. Don't press harder. Just let the solution sit longer. Give it time to break down the layers. Rushing leads to scratches. Scratches lead to more grease trapping. Slow down. Do it right once, and you won't have to do it again for months. Also, change your cloths. Microfiber is great, but it has limits. Once it's saturated with grease, it's done. Wash your cloths in hot water with no fabric softener. Fabric softener coats the fibers with oil, ruining their ability to pick up grease. Use vinegar in the rinse cycle instead. It keeps the fibers fresh and absorbent. You now have the knowledge to tackle the greasiest cabinets in your home. You don't need expensive products. You need the right ratio and the right technique. Try this today. Look at the difference. Feel the smoothness of the wood when the grease is gone. It's satisfying. It's proof that simple methods often work best. If this video helped you, hit that subscribe button. I post new cleaning guides every week, focusing on practical, tested methods that save you time and money. No fluff, just results. Comment below. What is the biggest cleaning problem in your kitchen right now? Is it the oven, the fridge seals, the grout? Let me know. I read every comment, and your suggestions help me decide what to cover next. If you want to keep your kitchen smelling fresh without artificial sprays, watch this video next on how to eliminate odors naturally using items you already have. It pairs perfectly with today's cabinet cleaning routine. Thanks for watching. I'm Wash Leb. Keep it clean.